We are currently missing mirrors for this, so I was going to be putting that out there as a decision that you guys can make. There's already been a sort of an early lead, let's say, to a particular style of mirror that people have chosen to put on this. So, but effectively everything is up for grabs. So just go wild with it, go to your heart's content. But if you guys just leave in the comments exactly kind of what mirrors you'd want to see on this, and we're talking mirrors like wing mirrors that would be sitting just here. So it could be anything from like a sort of an M3 Lexus style. I don't know, we could even like do something crazy like take a set off of a modern car and adapt them to fit or something along those lines. So, you know, it's that sort of thing. Just sort of open your imagination, and if you've got something in mind that you particularly like from maybe back in the era or currently, then chuck it in the comments, and we'll do a quick poll type thing, and that will select exactly what gets purchased for this car. So hi guys, welcome back to the channel Todd Mods Things. Today we are going to be working again on the Max Power 106. People that follow my Instagram and stuff will have seen that I've been doing various bits, sort of little cleaning things and bits and bobs just to kind of tidy it up, and also just clearing out everything and test fitting things and just making sure that everything's kind of a nice clean base for us to get going. So today's episode, what we're going to be doing is I've bought some oil and filters and various bits and bobs, and what we're going to do is try and actually get this started, because at the moment it was bought sight unseen and also not running either. So first things first is we're going to try and get it running, and then after that we've got a new radiator and stuff which we're going to need to fit anyway. You would have seen I'd pulled out the old one because it was all rotten at the bottom side of it, so it was leaking everywhere. And then yeah, we'll just carry on and see what happens. Right, so first things first, I'll show you what we're working with. So as you can see, like I said, I've done a few bits already. So I've already taken the front radiator off. That is sitting over there. There is the new one. Strangely, the new one is a fair bit bigger, so I guess that's a good thing, but kind of it was for this engine that I had here. So anyway, for whatever reason, we've now got a bigger radiator, so hopefully it looks like with these mounting holes you can just move the bung along, which I've already done. It used to sit there and now it's over there. Oh no, sorry, it's just there underneath. So it looks like then the radiator all fit. I've taken the whole bash bar off, which is over here. I've just been, you can see that it's all grimy on the top because I've just been sanding back all of the surface rust, and we're going to repaint that today. So that's all done. Underside of the bonnet did the same thing, where I'd just taken off all the surface rust and then sort of re-sprayed it quickly with some Hammerite, noticing obviously at that point that there's actually a fair amount of like the whatever they've done with the sort of bodywork filler and stuff to smooth it in between the fiberglass piece and the metal piece. So at some point we're gonna have to sand all this off, because I don't like having it so sort of wavy and not very well finished underneath here. Same with the bonnet latch and stuff as well. So what we're going to try and do is just smooth all of this off, because I'd like to at some point have something that's nice under here, so that we're able to show it off, but this is not going to be good enough. So anyway, so first things first, we're going to get the garage front open. We're going to just degrease the engine quickly at the front, just so I can kind of get an idea of sort of how clean everything is, and then after that we're going to crack on with dumping the oil that's in there, which isn't a lot, refilling it, doing a few other bits and bobs, and then we're going to get the new battery on, which is just over there, and then hopefully it starts up. Right, we knew that was likely to happen, but obviously with the additional size of this, I'm going to need some form of like new bracketry, because if we look over here at the old fan, that wants to kind of mount in there like so, and then obviously there's this massive gap now where there's all the additional space on the left hand side. This, even if that is in that place, sort of a bit of a distance. So I think this is them for a dual fan, So there's going to be a bracket that goes with that, so I'm going to have to go and find that. So we're not going to chuck the fan on for the moment, I don't think. We'll just kind of leave it and then get it started, but we won't be able to sort of drive the car or anything through risk of it sort of overheating or whatever. But don't necessarily need this for what we're going to be doing today. Moved over the old temperature sensors and everything on it, put all the bolts back in various places so that when we do get the new bracket we don't lose them, and then we can bin this horrible thing off, because look how rancid and horrible that is. It's pretty minging. So anyway, wasted. We're going to chuck this back on the car now and see what it looks like. Right, as you can see, no luck on starting up straight away. It was a little bit of a long shot really, to be honest. Would have been very, very surprised if it all started up without a hitch. So I was just looking in the back of the car. I've had to cut around the old dynamat because they dynamated over the hole for the fuel pump underneath. And then what we've done as well, let's see if I can get it to lighten up a little bit, but you can see the red flashing bit over there. So I've plugged the immobiliser thing back in, so turn it on now and it's got a green light. Luckily it was 1111, which was helpful. And so yeah, car's turning over and everything, but now we're just trying to diagnose why it's not starting. I think it's probably going to be down to fuel, and we've got absolutely no idea if this actually has any fuel in the tank at all, so it could well be that as well. But we're just going to run through things before I go out and get some some petrol or some starter fluid, just to see if we can get it sort of up and running and fired today. So we're just going to get the old multimeter out and we're just going to test to see whether the actual fuel pump's getting any signal. Right, something else we've just done, guys, which I think is a good thing, tidying this car up a bit, is sorted out this front bash bar. Just basically blitzed the whole thing, taken off all the surface rust, all of the old flaky paint that was on there from when it's been, I don't know, sat in a body shop or whatever this car had in a previous life. So yeah, sanded it all back, and then we've just done a flat black all the way across it for the moment. Looking pretty good, to be honest. A few areas where it's still a little bit, needs a bit of smoothing off, but for the moment it just looks a hell of a lot better, so that's down. Oh, and we're still running into problems with this engine at the moment, so I've been testing. Right, so we found the fuel pump in the end. This one's the reason why our fuel level wasn't working properly, and then we've got fuel pump over here, the two connectors. That's what I was typically looking for on this. I did think that looked a bit weird when I was taking it off. So we're going to pull the plug off this, and we're just going to test the 12 volt, and then we're going to work it back from there to work out whether the fuel pump's dead. Right, and we just tested the plug, getting absolutely no 12 volt signal through this, so I think we found the issue at the moment, so we need to trail this back to the front, but just to be absolutely sure, what we're going to do is rig up a 12 volt supply to the pump and just make sure that it's actually going to prime and work, otherwise we need to order a new one. Okay, so what we found out is that both, I'm not getting any power, like 12 volt to the actual plug itself, but then also I've just rigged up using this the connection points on the plug itself, and absolutely nothing happened to the pump. So I can only imagine that it's a dead pump as well, and I'm looking online to try and find out what the replacement is for this, and I can't find anything that looks remotely similar to this for a 106, so I'm slightly sort of confused as to kind of what is actually going on here. So if any of you know what this might be, because I'm going to try and whip these two plugs off and then pull the whole unit out and see if there's any markings on it. But yeah, proving to be a little bit more problematic than I had hoped, because it would have been good to get the whole thing going and stuff today. But I mean, at least we've kind of got all this stuff, making sure that that works with the code and that, and then it also cranks over freely, which is obviously a real plus point, because the worry was always that it might be a seized engine or something, but it could still be toast. We just don't know quite yet. So all we've got to the point now really is that we're able to crank it over. I'd kind of briefly mocked this up, but going to need to cut down this pipe here because that's not meant for this radiator, it's too long. So I'm going to see if I can just lop it off, and then maybe the end will come back over the top, and then that's all great. So yeah, so really you need to work out, first thing is kind of working out why I'm not getting any power to this fuse 9 on this fuse block. Everything else has got power and it's cranking over and everything, so just gonna have to work through the sort of things with this, so it's going to be a little bit of a suck it and see type situation really. We're just going to have to just work through everything on this engine. Need to actually get it up in the air, but at the moment it's proven problematic considering the skirts and everything's so bloody low to the floor. I can't get my advanced low profile jack underneath it at the moment, and also because it doesn't move means I've got to try and push it, and so at the moment that's causing me a little bit of a problem. So but this front bash bar thing's looking really good. Put another coat on it at the moment. Going to look at getting the replacement fan bracket for this so that it covers the whole thing at the back. And I was going to get carpet everything in today, because as you can see it's just kind of sitting up on top ready to go in, but now that we're having all these problems with the fuel pump and stuff at the moment, it's probably not wise to get the carpet in because it'll all have to come back out again. Started to put seals and stuff on just to make sure that we've kind of what we have and haven't got. Some of these seals are fairly bent in places, so I'm hoping I can salvage them, because I'd like to try and salvage as much of the pieces that I've got to give them with this car as possible, to be honest, because I'm a tight ass, and if it's there and it's usable, then we may as well use it anyway, because we've got to have some sort of budget with this thing, because we're not just going to throw tons of cash at it, but we're going to just do it so it kind of comes up well and can show off all of the work that has been done on this at some point. Right, there we have it guys, bit of a short one today, not sort of tons going on because I didn't manage to get it started, which is kind of what the whole plan was today, unfortunately. So I'm going to order some bits and do a little bit more research into exactly what the problem could be with not getting power to the fuse blocks at the moment. So it's probably a relay, to be honest, but I need to order some relays and stuff and work out exactly what's going on with it. But hey, it's a project, that's what it's all about. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing next. Something that you guys would have maybe seen up on my Instagram account was that we are currently missing mirrors for this. So I was going to be putting that out there as a decision that you guys can make. There's already been a sort of an early lead, let's say, to a particular style of mirror that people have chosen to put on this. So, but effectively everything is up for grabs. So just go wild with it, go to your heart's content. But if you guys just leave in the comments exactly kind of what mirrors you'd want to see on this, and we're talking mirrors like wing mirrors that would be sitting just here. So it could be anything from like a sort of an M3 Lexus style. I don't know, we could even like do something crazy like take a set off of a modern car and adapt them to fit or something along those lines. So you know, it's that sort of thing. Just sort of open your imagination, and if you've got something in mind that you particularly like from maybe back in the era or currently, then chuck it in the comments, and we'll do a quick poll type thing, and that will select exactly what gets purchased for this car. So right, so I'm needing to go now, unfortunately, because I've got other things that I need to do today. So where we've left it is all the front is going to be taken off. I went to start to cut this pipe and ballsed it up, so typical really with that sort of thing. So anyway, so radiator isn't going to be fitted quite yet because I need to order a new one of these pipes that's actually the correct size rather than trying to cut it to fit, which is what I was trying to do. But anyway, is what it is. Started to sand off some more of this sort of paint that's started to flake on the top of this cover, so it's looking worse than it did, but that's only because we had taken off all the flaky paint. I've just been gradually just working through cleaning up various bits, getting things to kind of look a little bit nicer, and then, as I showed just a minute ago, taking the side wing off just to kind of expose what was going on behind there, because we actually had no idea. But it's looking okay. There's some rust areas that we're going to have to treat and stuff, but most of it all kind of looks surface based. In the back, still going to leave these off because going to still need to plod away and exactly work out what's going on with this fuel pump at the moment and why it's not priming. We're going to disconnect the battery and stuff so the immobiliser thing doesn't keep flashing all the time, but effectively that's what's going on with that. We worked out what this rear wing was. So this is a what's called a Furious 2 spoiler, and it's off of a Corsa B. So that's kind of why it looks so sort of janky on the inside, because effectively I think what they've done is taken a 106 spoiler to get this sort of base plate profile, and then they've, I think, effectively cut it out and then lopped off the bottom of the Fusion 2 and then sort of started to blend the two things together, but never kind of managed to get it finished, which is why it's all a bit rough and ready on the outside and stuff, so going to need to sort that out. Light stuff already underway, but I'll do this on the next video to kind of show what's going on with that. But been designing up some brackets which we're going to 3D print. I've got some 3D printers here that I do bits for other people, so it's just the best way of getting the lights in here. So I've designed and 3D printed some brackets. These are going to mount on the underside of this, and they're going to have the fixation points for the lights and everything. So, but as I say, on the next video I'll show exactly how that's happened. A little bit of detailing about the printing side of things, because I know I've been asked numerous times before about 3D printing various bits, because there are some bits that I've done, and I'll show you quickly on the on my other car where I've designed and 3D printed parts for it. Right, so this is a piece that I designed myself. So these are fender vents louvers that I did for the sort of 987 Caymans. So these were designed in CAD, and then I had them manufactured. Additive manufacturing is kind of the best thing for these. So you can pick loads of different materials and stuff, and kind of within reason can do what you want. But there are obviously key areas within additive manufacturing which are very similar to injection molding, with rules and things. So anyway, so stuff like this we can do on the Max Power 106 when we get around to that point. So I've kind of got the capabilities to be able to design up some pretty crazy stuff for this, which will be really cool. So yeah, first thing of the community-based sort of modding that's going to be happening on this. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching with this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to carry on watching, sort of slogging away on this car, trying to get it to run, and then eventually getting all the exterior sorted. But anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.